What is community? Well, in nature, it's a group of uh, living things that share an environment. And for people, it's who share, say, a vision, who share values, or who share some kind of perspective. So if you put that together, you get what I would consider to be the ideal. Because there's a lot of types of community. Community could be nomadic, tiny houses that travel around. It could be based around a spirituality. My ideal is something that's more like an autonomous neighborhood, where it's an organic, self-creating, somewhat political. The definitions aren't too narrow of what you're creating. So you're aiming for something together. You're creating the goal. There's no end to it. It's a process towards authenticity, or towards deeper kinship ties, or towards ties to your land. So I see them kind of like a genuine community. To me, would be, you have authentic community relationships, but you're also embedded in a habitat. Your habitat creates you create your habitat. That's what a healthy, holistic set of social relationships in society would be to me. So a intentional community is kind of it's like a stepping stone, or a taste, or a base camp. It's not everything for you, but from that base camp, you can explore the habitat that's around you. You could, you don't want to have all your relationships and all your intimate relationships within that community. I think those communities tend to have problems, and they may even fail to become cultish. Like, one of the things, the philosophies that we came up with was, let's not build our community too far away from a village or a town or a city, because we will only rely on each other for all our psychological and emotional support. Let's be a community within a community. So that's why we chose a small village, or nearby a small village, to create it, because then you can have friendships outside of the group. You can have jobs, even you can have a larger set of social relationships. And it also acknowledges that it's not the ultimate destination. It's what you might think of as a direction. The direction, I think, for a healthy society would be towards those deeper kinship ties, embedded somewhere. And this gives us, like most of humanity, our communities are broken, our relationships with nature are broken, our cultures are dysfunctional. So this gives us that chance to not only like heal, but to experiment a bit too. I see it as experimental. What could we create? What is possible? Oh, we could have, this or that. So, I think with the pandemic, maybe people come out of their homes. It's kind of a dark time, a distressful time. There's a lot of division right now. It's not just the pandemic. The world is splitting in this kind of horizontal hostility that you and I have spoken about recently, where we're not looking at the structure of society. We're not looking at why there's an elite, or who's in control, or who's managing it. We're blaming each other, kind of at the bottom. And I think we need to turn that around and look at, it's the structure itself that needs to be revisited. It's an unhealthy structure. It's like healing someone in this context is taking someone out of a place that makes them sick, healing them, and sticking them back in it. It's never going to end. It's an endless loop. So at one point you have to withdraw. And so community is kind of like, you have attack, you have withdraw. How do you, in kind of martial arts approach to social change, a community is kind of a withdrawal tactic. So you withdraw to heal, you withdraw to form bonds, you withdraw to maybe get stronger, to come back and maybe fight. But I think withdrawal is an important part of the overall kind of tactic of recreating or rediscovering healthy human relationships.